England. The chief executive of Sainsbury's has defended its decision to sell data on the shopping habits of his customers to TV and consumer goods manufacturers looking to target their advertising. Simon Roberts has said the supermarket group protects personal data incredibly carefully, and that its strategy had made adverts more relevant for shoppers. Switzerland. On Wednesday, Switzerland announced the composition of the cabinet and the appointment of a new president for the next 4 years. As of January, Viola Amherd, the current Minister of Defense, will assume the presidency, succeeding Alain Berset in the honorary capacity that is annually rotated among the cabinet members of the nation. Norway. During negotiations in Oslo on Wednesday, the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, was informed by the 5 Nordic countries that they would back his nation, for as long as it takes, in its fight to expel Russian forces. Since Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland have collectively given help to the country of approximately €11 billion. The 5 countries announced in a unified statement that they are prepared to continue providing substantial military, economic, and humanitarian support. Italy. In order to be close to his beloved Madonna symbol, Pope Francis has stated that he would want to be buried in the St. Mary Major Basilica in Rome rather than in the Vatican grottos like the former popes. In addition, Francis, who turns 87 on Sunday, said that despite several health scares this year, he never considered leaving. He said he had a confirmed trip to Belgium for the next year and was considering trips to his home country of Argentina as well as Polynesia. New York. Early on Wednesday, a fire that began in a deli in New York City expanded to multiple other businesses and blasted flames high into the sky. Around 3:30 in the morning, a deli in the Bronx's Kingsbridge neighborhood caught fire. About 200 emergency medical personnel and firefighters showed up. A patient receiving treatment for smoke inhalation was an apartment owner in the rear of the deli. There were no other injuries recorded. Due to safety concerns raised by a federal safety authority, Tesla is recalling slightly over 2 million cars equipped with its Autopilot advanced driver assistance system in the United States to install additional precautions. Tesla stated that the software system controls on Autopilot may not be sufficient to prevent driver misuse, and could raise the chance of a collision in a recall filing. California. A former elementary school janitor in Southern California was accused of sexually abusing minors and spent years in jail before being found not guilty by a jury, his attorney stated on Tuesday. Hesperia resident Pedro Martinez, who has been incarcerated since January 2019, was declared not guilty on all 10 of the charges against him on Monday. Colombia. A well-known comedian and activist from Minnesota was allegedly abducted by a group of men who wanted a ransom from his family. The kidnappers then allegedly stabbed the victim more than a dozen times and threw his body into a ravine. Argentina. A sports betting bill that the Brazilian Senate approved on Tuesday is expected to generate $332.27 million in revenue for the government the following year. Before becoming a law, the bill must still be approved by the lower house. According to the proposal, Internet betting companies would be subject to a revenue tax of 12% and a wins tax of 15%. Nigeria. In an ambush, gunmen abducted 2 South Korean employees and killed 4 Nigerian soldiers and 2 civilians. In Nigeria, where criminal gangs occasionally target foreigners, especially those working in mines and construction sites far from major areas, kidnappings for ransom are not uncommon. Uganda. The horrific killings of 3 women and a 3-month-old baby have resulted in the 25-year-old Musa Musashizi receiving a 105-year prison sentence from the High Court in Kampala, Uganda. The baby was the child of one of the victims, who were revealed to be his girlfriends. Zambia. In an effort to capture the energy of one of Africa's major rivers, Mozambique has inked an agreement with a consortium headed by the French power firm EDF to construct a new $5 billion hydropower project. The first phase of the dam and hydropower plant, which will be constructed along the Zambezi River in Tete Province to the north of Mozambique, is expected to produce 1,500 megawatts of electricity. South Korea. On December 13, a Seoul court sentenced a 44-year-old man to 2 years and 6 months in prison for lighting his mother-in-law on fire while purporting to be performing an exorcism. Thailand. Near Thailand's border with Myanmar, authorities reported seizing 50 million methamphetamine tablets, the second largest amount of meth in Asia and a record haul for Thailand. The tablets were found in sizable sacks in the rear of a 6-wheeled lorry that was stopped at a security checkpoint in the western province of Kanchanaburi by Thai police and military. Those inside the truck, a man and a woman, have been taken into custody. Rukchanak Srinork, a 30-year-old member of parliament from the Progressive Move Forward Party, was found guilty of violating Thailand's strict rules prohibiting insulting the monarchy and was sentenced to 6 years in jail by the criminal court. Australia. Following its Wednesday landfall in northeast Australia, tropical cyclone Jasper has left thousands of residents in coastal areas without electricity and in danger of life-threatening flooding. At approximately 5 p.m. on Wednesday, the Category 2 hurricane made landfall as it swept in off the Coral Sea. Meteorologists warned that intense rainfall might cause flash floods in some regions, and damaging winds as up to 113 km per hour were recorded when Jasper made landfall. Days after being captured on camera in shallow waters, a sperm whale in Western Australia passed away. On the evening of December 12, a customary smoking ceremony was conducted by the indigenous people to say goodbye to whales, a creature that holds great significance in the indigenous culture of the area.